Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Josh and Jason Monday Christian and Conspiracy Podcast Show. I am your host, Josh Monday. If you don't know me, I'm a Christian rapper, devoted husband, father, and Army veteran. And I'd like to introduce you to my co-host. He's a Christian, devoted husband, and father. What's up, Jason? How's it going, bro?
How's it going? What's up, man? Hopefully a good show right now. Let's do this.
It's going to be a great show, man. I'm really excited today, guys. We have the producer of Level and Next Level. Okay, this gentleman, I've seen him on Alex Jones. I've seen him on Tinfoil Hat. I checked out his stuff before I even saw him on these podcasts. But Sean Hibbeler, how's it going, brother?
What's up, guys? Thanks for having me.
Dude, I'm so excited, man. I saw you and Eddie Bravo just crushing it on both shows. And I like how Eddie was, kind of sticking up for you, because every time you're trying to make a great point, I can tell that they're trying to,
trying to make a joke out of it.
Exactly. So what happens is, I think we all have like in the military, we have a line of fire. So I guess Alex Jones' line of fire is just not flat earth for some reason. But you know what, dude, us, bro, we are in it, dude. We are in it to win it. We love it, man. We're really into this. So today, guys, we're going to be going over, flat earth. I know we've had a few podcasts already before. We've done some biblical flat earth stuff for you guys. But Sean has some other angles that I think, with the next level that I think we haven't gone over. So let's go over. Let's see this. Let me go over our verse real quick. It's going to be 2 Thessalonians 2:11. It's going to be 2 Thessalonians verse 5 through 12. Do you not remember when I was still with you? I told you these things, and now you know what is restraining, that we may be revealed in his own time. For the mystery of lawlessness is already at work. Only he who will restrain will do so until he is taken out of the way. And the lawless one will be revealed, whom the Lord will consume with the breath of his mouth and destroy the brightness of his coming. The second of the lawless is the one according to the working of Satan, with all power, signs, and lying wonders, with all unrighteousness, deception among those who perish, because they did not receive the love of the truth, and they might be saved. For this reason, God will send them strong delusion, and they should believe the lie, that they all may be condemned, who did not believe the truth, but had unpleasure of unrighteousness. So, guys, some of the work that Rob Skiba did. Okay, I'm just going to give you guys a few things that I thought was really interesting with this verse. So if you look at how fast we're rotating around the sun, guys, I've said this, plenty of times for you guys, but it's going to be 66,600 miles an hour. So we got 666 there. Okay, now we got us, we're at an axis of 23.4, the Earth axis. Okay, if you subtract 90 degrees from that, you got 66.6 degrees. Now, when was gravity discovered, guys? It just happens to be discovered in 1666. Okay, where else have we saw all these sixes, guys? There's another one. I'm sorry. If you take every 1 mile is 8 inches squared. So if you take 8 and you divide it by 12, it's going to be 0.66 of a foot. As you go 10 miles, it's 6.66 of a. It just keeps on going up with sixes. Where else have we saw that, guys? On our Illuminati Secret Destiny of America show, you saw it with the Washington Monument, 6,666 feet tall, 666 feet wide. Okay, you just see that it's a beast system. And this, I believe, me personally, I've been studying it like crazy. I believe that the strong delusion is the globe versus the flat earth, because we're saved by grace through faith. And I believe that this is a faith builder for sure. But I'm going to go ahead and have Sean kind of take over. And I have a lot of cool stuff, man, to kind of go through as well. But Sean, if you want to take over, man, kind of just, let us know when you got into conspiracies and how you got into the flat earth, bro.
Yeah, for sure. I would think it was about a little after 2014. My mom passed from cancer.
Sorry to hear that, bro.
Yeah. And it sucks. Are we on YouTube? Well, what platform? I gotta make sure what I say, just in general.
We're gonna be on YouTube. We're gonna be on.
That's all I gotta say.
All the different platforms.
That's all I gotta. Doesn't matter. That's all I gotta say. I'll watch what I say moving forward.
No problem.
But all right. So she passed. No one understood how, and it's just shocking at the time. And it turns out too much dairy intake, and at the time it didn't make any sense to me. But I started doing a lot of research into that, and long story short, I'm looking into things, and back then you start finding stuff that it's shocking, and it's like, oh my God. So you go down this rabbit hole of slaughter and all this stuff that's going on with the animals, God's creatures,
Mhm.
and how they're being treated. But all of a sudden I remember, I'm like, well, what is this related video? Remember back when related videos would pop up and you'd
Oh
be
yeah, it was
excited?
amazing.
Where they fed you good stuff because of what you were watching. Remember how that used to work?
Yep.
Thanks, YouTube. But 200 proofs the earth's not a spinning globe came up. Eric Dubé. It was always like in my related videos, and I just it never finally I play it and I watch it, and I'm like, it makes you think, but I'm like, let me try to debunk it at least. Let me, because what I was watching, I didn't understand all of it, but some of it was like, I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. I was like, wait, I was like, hold on, let me look into this farther. I can't just believe one video. Looked into a couple of things he was talking about, found out they were true, watched a little bit more Eric Dubé. And then I'm like, is anyone else talking about this? This is one dude, So, and again, back then in 2015, early 2015, I mean, YouTube, you could type in anything you want, you'll get the real results that you're supposed to get, and not hand pick things that they chose for you. So the algorithm was still doing okay back then. So I typed in, I said, well, I don't even know what this theory would be called. Okay, flat earth. I go, okay, let me type in flat earth. Boom, all these genuine people, and right away I was like, who's ODD TV? Watch his stuff. I'm like, oh my God, I'm hooked on this guy. So I'm watching usually Eric and ODD at the time. And because I've been a producer, because I used to do sports stuff and hype videos and highlights, and I used to do all that crap.
Yeah.
And I threw that all away. I threw that career away. I threw that future away for the truth. I couldn't even, I had no inspiration to do it anymore. Once I knew this stuff, I'm like, I can't make videos about men putting balls in hoops and guys hitting balls and bats as the world is suffering through this deception. I can't go on. It would rip me apart inside. So I'm like, I'm just going to trash it all, stop taking the paycheck, put my heart and soul into my first project, which was called Truth Is Not Fear Investigation. That was 2017. It took me a while I'm sorry, maybe it was 2016. Either way, it took me a while to make it. So I was watching a lot of, Santos Bonacci, Dave Murphy, Eric Dubé, ODD TV.
Yes.
And even Eddie Bravo was just coming up at the time on the flat earth scene. So that was like the cherry for me. I was like, oh shit, Eddie's talking about this. I'm like, okay, I gotta put something together. So I put that first one together. It got a huge positive feedback, love from everyone that's trying to get this truth out there. They came to me like, dude, I don't know where you came from, but holy shit, thank you for this. And even ODD TV at that time, he's like, can I mirror this on my channel? Because he had like 500,000 subscribers or something. Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, of course, go ahead. And then boom, he got a couple million views off that. So that helped me out. I'm like, all right, let's make some more flat earth stuff. But in the process, I'm learning so much, and I'm trying to be like, what is this deception? Like, why would they do this? Like that, I understand so many deceptions. I mean, I knew about 9/11 after that, okay, I'll watch what I say after that.
Try being in the military, bro. Try being in the military and finding out about 9/11, and then your buddies are getting smoked. You know what I mean? Anyways, go ahead.
But when you talk about this with your friends, they start to make you look crazy. Some people that don't really grasp it, like, man, you're crazy, man. You're so insane. This stuff happened. It really happened. You're like, yeah, I know it happened, but you don't know who's behind it. Okay, you're just, oh wow, this is crazy, man. This is the Islam, all this stuff. This is so insane. Like, dude, you don't even know the half of it. Start researching everything you got to research, and then
there's too much to research.
Your brain is like, you're like, oh my God.
Yeah, that's why I like, as a producer, it's like when I'm not producing, I'm watching random stuff, all stuff about researching this or that, what's going on here. But when I'm in production mode, when I'm like, hey, I'm gonna work on something new, especially if I'm working on something for my Rockfin, I can't release it on YouTube. So what? Yeah. Everyone's like, why don't you put that on YouTube? I'm like, my whole channel would be gone in 3 or 4 minutes, 5 minutes tops. I'm not doing that. Yeah. So, when I put
like 6 people.
When I'm making something like a new, like I'm working on something now for my Rockfin, and it's like, I'm like, I just stay in my lane at that point. I'm focused on that topic and only researching that topic and making that the best. It's like, someone's like, oh, did you hear about them? I'm like, nope, I don't. Nope. Not right now. Not right now.
Yeah.
Not right now. I don't even know. Not right now. Unless is it connected to what I'm working on? Does it have to do with this, or this? They're like, well, no, but listen, I'm like, nope.
Yeah.
So it's same thing when I'm making these documentaries on the earth. I don't even, I was so lost, that's why I was doing podcasts with ODD TV and David Weiss. We had our own show we did a whole season, and then we just started the second season.
How do I get, dude, send me, please, if you could, on Instagram.
It's on Rockfin too. It's on Rockfin.
Oh, okay.
Yep,
Yeah. I'd like to definitely hear that, man, for sure.
Yeah. So yeah, we had our own show, Triple Truth Oddcast.
Oh.
And we did a full season of that. We had a lot of not a lot, but we did have some guests on. Eddie Bravo came on, obviously. That's my boy.
Yeah.
But we had some good shows and stuff. But in the process, I'm like, I gotta just focus on this one topic. And I'm catching up on all this news and what's going on in the country that starts with a U. I'll just say that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, in one ear out the other. I was making the next level. I'm like, yep, don't. I'm like, nope, already a psyop. Doesn't matter what it is. If it's on CNN and Fox for more than a day, it's a complete psyop.
Yes, I agree. So yeah, dude, I'm the same way, bro. Like when I do my music, I'm focused on that. When I make songs, I gotta be focused on that. But with this podcast, bro, I'm like every single week, I'm just downloading information as I go. I drive at work, and I'm just constantly focused on that. And I'm the same way. I got all these, some of the gentlemen out there. I love you guys. You guys sending me stuff. A lot of our viewers are like, our viewers are sending me stuff, and I'm like, I'll get to it maybe on the weekend, but right now I'm just focused on this. You know what I mean? So
exactly.
It's kind of the same thing, bro. So now I heard you talk about like God's creatures. So you're basically, you believe that in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. So you believe God created the heavens and the earth, right?
Yeah, I do. I believe, I don't even believe anymore. I used to believe in a creator. I used to believe in a creator in a sense, growing up with the spinning globe model in my head. It was always a distant God in my mind because of it all. And I was like, it never felt real. It always pushed me away. It was like, why would a creator create this bang of crap and all this junk everywhere? It's like, this is a terrible design. And it's like, it never clicked. And then once I knew the earth was a level plane, and that the heavenly bodies, the sun, moon, and stars are local. They're small, they're close to us, they're here for us, they're literally for us.
Yeah,
it was created for us. So this whole place was created. That's what I'm like, we were created. There's a creator.
So that kind of puts me right where I was gonna come in.
Sure.
So yeah, so this is what you guys have to think of, exactly what Sean just said. Okay. So they want you to think about the Big Bang. They want you to think about evolution, and they want you to think about the globe. Okay. So this is what we got to think of. Okay. In Ezekiel 10:1, it's talking about God's throne. It says, then I looked, and behold, in the firmament that was above the head of the cherubims appeared over them, and were as sapphire stone, as the appearance and likeness of a throne. So Ezekiel, and in Revelation as well, it talks about God's throne being above the firmament. Okay. And listen to this verse. And God said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night. So what it is you got the moon, the sun, and the stars in the firmament. So let's just think about it as a Christian. Okay. So the closest star is supposed to be the Alpha Centauri. It's like 4.45 light years away. That's going to be 1 light year is 6 trillion miles. Okay. So that's roughly 24 trillion miles away. That's the closest star. So this is what I'm going to tell you guys. So as a Christian, as you believe the globe model, even though the Bible is, literally, if you take it literal, it's telling you the sun is created on the 4th day, and the earth is created on the 3rd. If you guys break and listen to the Bible now, as a Christian, think about how far away that puts the Most High. Where does it put God's throne? If the closest star is 24 trillion miles away, that's putting God's throne trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions of miles away. They want you to just think we're just a speck of dust, and that there's galaxy after galaxy. There's actually supposed to be 200 billion stars. Now, when
other life and other beings that are green and weird eyes,
grays,
and like, no, that's not the creator's the creation at all.
Yes.
So, no, it's human beings and animals.
Yes, and you guys got to think about that. So as a Christian, when you start studying the Bible and you start breaking the word down, you're going to find out that literally how far away does that put God? It puts him so far away. And here's the thing. Here's another thing we have to think about. Why do we turn into spirit? Why does our body when we die turn into a spirit? Because it has to go through the firmament for you to go to heaven, or you have to go into the earth. Because I know people, Sean, I don't know if you get this a lot, but some people will be like, I don't believe in flat earth. I believe in hollow earth. You know what I'm saying? I got people that say that to me. Hey, you know what? I'm down with the hollow earth, but not the flat earth, right?
It's because hollow earth isn't getting made fun of by mainstream narrative. Hollow earth isn't getting made fun of in mainstream science textbooks in all educational systems. It's okay. It's like if someone came up with the idea that the earth is a heart shaped, go ahead, push it. Go ahead and push it. But cool. Get your t-shirts. They're not going to stop that because it's bull.
Well, yeah. So if you look into the Bible, you know what it says is it says that hell or Sheol is in the earth. So I will take it like this. I believe it's a flat plane. Okay. I believe there's a firmament. This is what I believe. Okay, guys, this is what the Bible explains. There's water above the firmament. Then I believe that there's going to be a sea of glass above that. And then God's throne is going to be there. Okay, guys. So that's what I believe the Bible says. And if you read it, you're going to see that. And I just think it's interesting, man, how they try to put it. But I believe that you can mix hollow earth and flat earth, because I believe Sheol is in the earth. It talks about the devil in Job. He's talking to God, and he says that he's been in the earth, on the earth, to and fro. So I believe if he's speaking to God himself, that God's going to correct the devil right there and say, hey, you weren't in the earth, you were only on the earth, right? So I believe that Sheol is in the earth, man. I believe there's foundations.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. But again, that doesn't make the earth hollow, in my opinion.
No.
The earth plane itself that we walk on outside, that's a flat plane.
Yes.
There are things underneath. There are things, I mean, understand for your audience, especially the let's see, what is it? Right under 8 miles is the deepest they've ever digged.
Yep.
Ever.
Russia.
Yeah. So, and they found something they couldn't get through. They couldn't penetrate it. No matter what they did. They did the same thing with the firmament above. They shot rockets straight up. Sorry, whatever you call
Operation
it.
Fishbowl.
Missiles. Yeah.
Operation Fishbowl and the missiles.
And Operation Dominic. So they're shooting them straight up, and it's exploding against something. So they already figured out they can't get out of here going up. They can't get out of here going down. But from what I've researched, they have definitely built underground cities, underground tunnels, underground, a lot of stuff. So there's a lot of stuff underground we don't know about.
Yeah.
And there's natural resources underground.
Yeah.
Oil is not dinosaur bones, ladies and gentlemen. So none of that ever happened.
And we also
go ahead.
So I'm sorry. Water, fresh water. We have more amounts of fresh water underneath the salt water that you could even imagine. Like I work in water, and people try to tell me there's droughts, there's all this stuff. It's like there's enough for us to have and supply for all of us. But I want to go back biblically, Josh. You're talking about the flat earth. It's the exact phrase "ends of the earth" appears 46 times through the scriptures. So if you have a circle, you have a globe, there is no end. It's just gonna go on forever. Basically, it's just gonna there's no ends. So, but a flat surface has ends, and he says he's gonna, everybody is gonna see, every knee will bow, every eye will see. And you can't do that. Yeah, the bottom ones are gonna see it at what time? Like people in Australia will see it at 12 o'clock, and then the other people will see like 10 hours later. That's not how it's gonna work. It's like you said the last show. Show me someone skiing upside down. Go down there, show me someone floating and skiing upside down, and I'll give you and I'll believe that. Like I was a glober, and it didn't even matter to me. I'm like, you know what, whatever it is, flat earth. I feel like it's something that no one knows about, but I feel like why can't we prove it? I was watching on your video. We want to prove it. Yep. Let us prove it. We can't prove it. You can't.
No. Yeah. Well, we can prove that it's not a globe.
But I mean, like,
that's
extra
been done.
land, like you were saying, like
extra land. Yeah. I mean, that's, again, with extra land, there's certain things of speculation. Like for me personally, no offense, but a glass dome above us, that's pure speculation, man. That's me. It's my opinion. That's pure speculation.
Okay.
For all we know, it's literally an ocean above our heads. That's all we know.
Yeah.
An ocean.
Now, I don't
an
mean-
ocean above our head would be level, just like the oceans below. So that, again, that's just my opinion. But in terms of speculations, more land is speculation, but it's more. It's the most probable one that I've ever seen. It's like no matter when, where, and what, I can never sit here and be like, there's more land 100%. I can't do that because I can't go there and check with my own eyes. I trust myself, my own eyes, but I also trust my gut. I trust my instinct. I trust some ancient cultures and their history or their maps or, genuine stuff that's not really was government controlled, just things that were just there. Like, whoa, why would this even exist?
Yeah.
So when you start looking into it a little bit harder, man, it's perfect timeline. They find more land. They have to tell. See, that's the thing. One of the laws of the universe that you can't break is, the created realm that we're in. This is created by our creator. Yeah. But one of the laws, unfortunately, they use this for evil. They use their magical universal ways to do evil things. Mm-hmm. They mastered that system, unfortunately, for bad. When it should be for good, it should be for peace, love, and harmony, but they're not using the universe and the spirits above and the heavenly bodies. They're not using it for good. They're using it for bad. Unfortunately, what they do is they do it in a way where they have to tell the truth. It's just the law. It's the law of mankind, even to these pricks that are running this world and destroying it. Because we all know who they pray to. So that whole dark world, but they have to tell the truth is one of the laws. So yeah, maybe they did just push Admiral Byrd on the TV and say it. Because guess what? Consent. Everybody just heard. Again, I can only speak for that time, because after that time, and then they killed him 6 months later. Always six with these bricks. Yeah. But 6 months later, he's dead. Mm-hmm. And no one ever hears of this. No one ever hears about this again until 2014. How does that make any sense?
But if you think about back in the day, like Plato, like Socrates, all these people, they were more
Galileo.
I'm a different type of cat, man. Yeah, I think all those people were created. They're all made up. I know, created.
But some of but if you think about it, the stuff that they say that was written, it says if you tell the lie long enough, people are going to believe it. So
yeah, see, when you create characters, you have to tell the truth in their character. So you have to look at that famous quote. They're telling you through a fake person they created the quote that gives the consent. People, you consent to lies. You consent to evil when you turn your cheek or when you don't recognize the truth. And if you recognize the truth, you better do something about it.
Yeah,
you better do something about it. You know,
and that's
sit on your.
That's what I like, bro. That's what you're doing, man. And that's why we jumped on the podcast.
Yeah, another thing too.
Get it, man.
Never limit the creator. How dare anybody limit the creator and its creation in a sense of, oh, there could be more land because what does it say 7 continents in the Bible? Any Bibles? I've never seen that. So
I was gonna ask you, bro.
I've never. I don't know. You guys probably know the Bible way better than me. So
no, it doesn't.
I've never heard of 7 continents.
One question I was gonna ask you, bro, is because I watched the Next Level and I was like, for all my Christian viewers out there, is there any Bible verse that you've heard of though that would correlate with the extra land? I mean, I haven't. I know that there's like. I've seen.
Why is it? It's only extra. Listen, brother, it's only extra to us because they never told us.
Yeah. So
it wouldn't be extra to the creator.
Oh yeah.
It was already created. It was already here.
For sure. No, I was just wondering if you had any kind of Bible verse.
No, because there's none that say that there's only 7 continents.
There's
none
brother.
That say there's no limit. That's my point. When I'm not saying you guys, but there's some Christians that they come at me like, oh, it's like. Why do you want to place yourself in a snow globe and say this is all there is again? Doesn't that sound like the globe to you? This is my opinion, man. But like a snow globe sounds like a globe to me in the sense of you're trapped. There's nowhere to go. Even if they release it mainstream, Flat Earth goes mainstream in 10 years from now, it'll be that damn snow globe. They still want people trapped. They don't want you free. They don't want you to go explore. They don't want you to go set up somewhere else, leave this dictatorship behind. They don't want that. So I think that's why mainstream Flat Earth the mainstream, Netflix documentaries, all this crap that they were promoting, especially in 2017, 2018, it was all snow globes. And most of them were just floating in space on top of it. It's like that we don't, at least for me, I know for sure 0% of anyone that knows the earth is a stationary plane. 0% of those truthers would ever say we're anything floating in space. None of that exists. None of that exists. That Big Bang, that's all Big Bang. Yeah. I try to tell people you live by that holy book. I got much love for that. That's great. But understand it then. And don't act like you can have this holy book and a Big Bang theory. I know you can't. No, you can't, brother. That's what a Catholic priest did in the 20s. That's the
unholy trinity right there, bro. The heliocentric, the Big Bang, and evolution. And that's the thing, man. And then, the Invincible College, the Rosicrucians, they came out with the dinosaurs. There's a lot of stuff that, as viewers, we're going to get into. We haven't done a show on that yet, but I did ask Dave Weiss, about that on the show. But it gets interesting. Now, what I was speaking of is the firmament. That's what I was talking about as far as, I don't know if it's I know that it says that God's
it looks like a molten looking glass.
Molten glass. Yeah, that's what I'm speaking of. So I believe that because I literally believe that for me, my foundation is all the Bible and is God. My foundation is not Eric Dubay or anything like that. It's all the Bible, right? And once it's proven through the Bible, I'm going to filter anything that Eric Dubay says, you say, or anybody on your show says through the Bible. And if it correlates, which it does with most of the stuff you guys are going through, and even Santos Bonacci, I got a lot of respect for him. I love his research, and he uses the Bible as well because
I'm surprised you like Santos because he doesn't take. There's nothing about a Bible that's literal to him in any sense, but it's the entire thing, the way he describes it in terms of astrotheology story, and the connections. It's like, whoa. And I'm not going to sit here. I'm not trying to get casted here in any way here. No one throw stones at me. It's still a very interesting take on it. And it does make me think. It does. But who knows? Who knows?
Yeah, I still respect all his research because I know what he's got going, and
he's got love in his heart too. And people have to understand, if there's love in your heart and you don't have evil and you mean well, you're just we're all trying to figure this out. We're all trying to figure this out. Yeah. So it's a difficult process. You have to unlearn everything you were taught, almost everything. Almost all of history is a lie, and it's a lie. It's not like, well, why would they lie? Oh, yeah. How long do we have that? It's there's no other way to control your mind. There's no other way to control your mind, though. I mean, you can't control humanity. See, what happened is God's always supposed to rule, right? The creator's supposed to always be on top. And then you got human beings and animals, then you have the governments, right? So what the government did over the last 100 years is they said, nah, we're going to be above animals. That's an obvious one. Then they said, we're going to be above you human beings, even though we work for you, but we're just going to keep doing, because we're going to keep giving you crap on the television to just feed your mind with garbage and music, garbage, all this garbage in the chemicals in the food, garbage. So they feed a population garbage as the government's walking on top of the pile of humans saying, look, I don't know how this happened, but we're on top now. And now, especially the last 100 years, they think they're above God. They think that they're playing God. They're looking down on all these peasants. We're going to do whatever we want. And it's like, they got a rude awakening coming because, this is the creator created this realm for us. And, these evil entities are trying to take it down. They're going to pay for this. So that whatever they're trying to do, they better get it done, because there's the butterfly effect started, in my opinion, on September 11th. But right now this is the time. You look around, you got these people that are complete. It feels like it's one or the other now. It used to be like a mixture of different people with different opinions. Now you're either awake or you're not. And then you go outside and you're like, hey, how you doing? You could just tell after like 5-minute conversation about anything. You're like, okay, this person's definitely awake. I mean, I even had Uber drivers completely awake. I'm like, where are you? Like, can we all form a group and just take over this world like we should and have heaven on earth? I mean,
It takes people like that though, that Uber driver, like when people deliver chlorine, because I'm in the water industry as well. I got guys come in and talking to me, and if there's one guy that I talked to, he's super awake, and we went over all these conspiracies. And then now each driver that keeps coming, they're all awake as well. So it takes that person to go and spread it, just like like we spread the gospel, or we're trying to do the same thing, man. Now level part 3, bro. Let's do flat Earth from a biblical perspective, bro, and break it all down for all for the.
It's been done. Well, here's the thing, man. I try to be as unique as I can. That's
I know,
just
brother.
what I'm about.
Totally joking, brother.
No. I'm not against that. It's just it's been done so many times. And in my opinion, again, please no stones.
It's okay
being thrown. But I feel like going in it to get like certain people, I'm sure you'll agree. You go in the middle of the street and you want to talk about the creator, you want to talk about God, and people get uncomfortable. I don't know why. It's sad.
It's like politics and like abortion and stuff. They just say they don't want to touch it.
Yeah, but they don't want to touch the God, God or the creation or anything. They get put off by it. So I feel like anything in terms of once I'd rather just make sure people know, watch these films, you'll know the earth's flat. Once you're the center of the universe, once you're not moving, once it's not about believing. We got to get away from this word believing. That's another B. You don't like the other B word? That one's worse. I'm sorry. Stop believing things. These are things you can know. There's ways you can know almost everything besides if there's more land in Antarctica and how much more land they're hiding in by the north, the center of the earth, the North Pole. So, why are they hiding it? Well, it's kind of, again, speculation, or also kind of obvious. Depending on how you look at it. It's like, you're just speculating. It's like, still a red flag. They won't even let us go check and see, is there more continents over there? How many more continents are in the north? Supposedly Admiral Byrd went to the north and had a diary, and they found it, and there was stuff in there that said there was other types of humans over there. They were taller than us. They looked different, and I always
history too. That's a lot through history.
And I always say to people, imagine the first time a Caucasian saw an Asian, or an Asian saw an African American, or you can go down the line. I'm saying the first time in history, in true history, that they actually saw one another, because we're all human, we're all in God's creation, and we're all the same. But meaning the first time you looked, whoa, well, you look completely different than me. What the heck? So imagine there's 10 more of those, nationalities, whatever you want to call it, I don't know, but different looking human beings, and this is what I consider extraterrestrials, and they're here within God's the earth system we live in. They're here, but they're not what the media and mainstream Hollywood and movies and television and has portrayed as aliens and extraterrestrials. And if you look at the word extraterrestrial, all that means is extra land when you break down the words. So they're telling you, again, consent. It's consent. We told them there's more land. No one ever did anything about it. So they put a treaty in place, so no one could go there and explore. You can go there for 20 grand and see some penguins and go home. I'm talking about like us three being like, let's get in the ship and let's go wherever the heck we want on God's earth, right? This is God's earth. We can go wherever we want. No, you can't. So there's a reason for that. And if you think it's protecting penguins, go ask the Amazon rainforest how they feel about that, because they're just slaughtering like 18 trillion pigs this week. It's like, no, but those penguins though, for sure, we can't let you guys go over there. I mean, it's like, come on, we need this treaty abolished, because once people find more land, it's over. This satanic system's over. There is no more globe. There is no more heliocentrism. Copernicus is proven fraud. Galileo's proven fraud. These are all fake characters. It's not even a question to me anymore. They weren't talking about this in the 1800s, man. This isn't to me, this is new. This is a newer topic, and the globe deception was the start of their global agenda. It's a globalist global agenda. It's the globe. You put that as, this is the way we get them. This is the way we get them. Trap them in a ball and say they mean nothing. And they just throw it out. Well, we purchase all the schools. I mean, we're in charge of the Board of Education. So you need school books, right? Here they are. And that's it. That's how they figured it out. It starts with the children. We might have to wait 100 years. No, they didn't. They waited until they had their next game plan. They found more land. They're like, now we really can't let anyone know because they'll just leave. What are we going to do? They're like, we got to speed this up. Get Walt Disney in here. They got everybody. What are we going to do with it? This is legit.
Yeah.
Get everybody in. What are we going to do? Well, what they do is they started NASA.
Yep. That's
They
it,
start
man.
NASA. We're going to the moon in 10 years from now. And 10 years, Walt Disney, it's all he did. Outer space, Magic Mountain, going to the moon documentary. That's all they did for 10, 15 straight years. People love the new TV that just came out. Thanks, CIA. So they run to the TV. They go, oh, what is it? Some outer space thing. Oh, they're going to the moon. And then eventually NASA comes out and they're like, yeah, we're actually going to go.
Yeah. Yeah.
And no one ever talked about more land again. And that was it. Just that
and
BS.
It sold people so hard, bro. They sold people so hard, dude, that it was a
bad.
bait. Bam. They were sold. Like every single person was just focused on the TV. It was like a perfect timing. It's like the devil, man. He's set, man. He's just, man.
The TV changed the game for the devil. And just like when he married the church with the state, it just changed the game. And that's just like, you can feed anybody anything. After 8 minutes, your subconscious kicks in and you could think you're smarter than that, and you're smarter than television. It still will get you. People fall asleep to this thing. They leave it on channels. Their kids are, my child can operate YouTube better than me. My 4-year-old and 8-year-old or 9-year-old can go through that better than me. And I'm like, hey, what are you watching? Oh, it's just this. It's like, no, this stuff is like, you're watching another person play video games and you are amazed by it. I said, you're being brainwashed here, kid. And you see the rainbow colors and they're flooding all these things with cartoons. And you're like, wow, man, this is whoa.
LBGTQTP4.
Yes.
to the square it. You got to square it now because they can go back to normal if they want. You don't judge them.
And then all the Disney shows now are like the villains too, and then Marvel's coming
I wouldn't
out
even
with
know,
the
man.
villains, and
I wouldn't even know.
It's because I got kids, man, and I
understand.
But they what it is, and we only watch it if we go like on vacation. But what they do is they throw the rainbow there, and then they have a pride flag, and then they have the villains as far
they'll have a guy that's a woman and vice versa. I hear nowadays. So
it is, transgenders on there,
on Onward.
Anyways, it just gets crazy, man.
She's a female cop, and she goes, "Oh yeah, my girlfriend and I we're arguing all the time." Like, whoa, you saying this on a cartoon, and you're just, what the heck? It's like, wow, magic.
Well, the globalist deception is the end all game for them is depopulation, obviously, and it's not because we're overpopulated, because we're not. In any way is this earth overpopulated. It's not even close. So they paint this picture of we're overpopulated, and that's their goal. Their goal is to depopulate, and they have their own ways to do it. And they knew from day one, we can't control there are billions of people, not 7 billion, no, but they can't control billions. You're talking thousands. I'll even go as high as saying 100,000 people, evil people, are sitting there running the show. But there's billions of us. So they knew they can't control you. They know they can't. They're gonna say, like they register one tank to every home in the world. Like, no, like they know they can't control you. That's why I don't like fear-based people. It's like, they're gonna throw us all in Walmarts. I'm like, no, they're not. Like, what are you talking about? Like, what are you talking about? No, they're not. And that's just my opinion, but it's just like, it's not fear mongering. Like, they can't think about the process and then think about all the people, even in this country alone. And we're just gonna be like, all right, well, I guess we're going to Walmart. Like, no one's gonna do that. Even the muzzle wearers that just, are just totally brainwashed. I still don't think they'll be like, oh yeah, I guess we're going to Walmart, honey. Like, there's no one's doing that. But the point I'm trying to make is that it's all like, you hear all this fear-based stuff. It's like, for me, we're winning this war. This war is coming to an end soon. It's been going on way too long. And when I say too long, for me, it's been since let's just call it September of 2001. And to me, that was the wake-up call. That was who's going to be who?
Mhm.
for this change and what they want to do is they want to destroy the population. They're doing it in different ways. I can't say it all on this show at the moment, but there's a lot of ways they're trying to do that. And as they're failing with a lot of these tests, because human beings we're made to live.
Yeah.
So our bodies are going to keep us alive no matter what. And they can't just get rid of us all. So, in my opinion, you guys got to prepare for the fake alien invasion. You have to, because
I agree.
And here's the point of that, though, is that when the earth is a stationary plane, they're lying about everything above your head. Those lights in the sky, by the way, almost all of them are exactly the same size in terms of what your eye can see in the sky. There's just dots. All the stars are dots, even though that star is 80 trillion miles away from that star. Everything's the same.
Yeah.
Apparently, good story. But we have to protect this earth. This is our from our creator, right? So you got these evil entities here trying to literally destroy everyone, and they're going to fail. As long as they're going to fail, and they're going to fail, and I know they're going to fail, and you listening, they're going to fail. That's collective consciousness now.
Yeah.
We can change it. We can all change the world together. But we got to get on board. And if people know it's a stationary plane and there's no green people above you, okay, then this fake alien invasion that they will attempt, it's not going to work on you. You're like, oh, good hologram.
Yeah,
cool.
you gotta have discernment, man. God's gonna give you discernment, man. And Project Bluebeam. Also, the deception that I mentioned in the very beginning, that's what a lot of Christians are saying is going to be the deception is Project Bluebeam or fake alien invasion. They could fake or if the rapture happens, some dispensationalists believe the rapture, that could happen, and they could say that was all aliens or took them, or you could feel like the rapture happened, and then you're like, well, I thought I was saved, and then you maybe go against your religion now at that point. So there's a lot of different ways they're going to do this, man, and depending on how you think of it. But you got to think. Here's another thing I think is interesting, Sean. In the Bible, it talks about in Revelation 21:21, it talks about he saw a new heaven and a new earth, right? So basically, this earth is going to be gone by fire, right? I'm talking about in the end time, Sean. I'm not talking about like I'm talking about when everything is done. There's going to be a new heaven and a new earth. Now, if you start thinking about the flat earth model, the stationary plane, and the way I was explaining that God is above the firmament, why would he have to, if he's 21 trillion, 40 trillion miles away, why would he have to create a new heaven and a new earth? I believe that the heaven and earth are connected. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I believe. I believe that's what the Bible says, right? So why would God have to make a new heaven and a new earth? I think he would just have to make a new earth in that. And now if you think about the globe theory, they're talking about, trillions and trillions of miles away that heaven is. Why would he have to make a new heaven? He wouldn't. But when you think about it as the way I explain it, the Bible explains that there's the stationary earth. And then I believe there's a firmament, whether you believe it's glass, whatever you believe it. I don't know what it is, but the firmament and then God's throne. Now it makes sense of why he'd have to make a new heaven and a new earth, because they are connected. You know what I mean? So
totally agree. Yeah.
I think it's interesting, man. It gets interesting. And for you Christians that are listening, I know you guys have heard me go crazy, man, on this. I do a lot of shows on this all the time, flat earth from biblical perspective. But guys, you just got to really literally read the Bible, pray to God, get discernment, understand that, that the moon is a light and then the sun is a light, right? Mm-hmm. God says it, two great lights. The moon to rule the night, and then the sun to rule the day, right?
And so one light is hot. We can agree with that. One light is cold.
Yes.
What most people don't know.
Yeah.
If you go in the shade at night, with the moon, it's going to be cooler, right?
It's going to be cooler in direct moonlight.
Cooler direct moonlight than it is in the shade, and it's opposite with the sun. So, guys, there's a lot of things now. If you believe in the Bible like I do, you start going, wow, okay, that stuff is amazing. It should make you excited. You know what I mean? Because God already said at the beginning of Genesis that there's two great lights. So when Sean goes over this, or Dave Weiss goes over certain things, and it's like, dude, it's correlating with the Bible, dude. And I love it, because that's what the whole thing, man, is when, prophecy is being proved right, like for us, right? And then also, this is also proving the Bible correct. and right. And you guys got to think about it. Moses was able to speak to God, right, guys? Whether you believe that he was speaking to God, speaking to the angel of the Lord, whatever, he spoke to God, right? So he was writing Genesis, and God was telling him exactly how he created the earth. When he's writing that, he's not going to be writing an ancient, hey, I believe the earth is flat, so I'm going to write it this way, because God's going to go, listen, this is the way I created the earth, right? So you guys got to think about it as Christians. Moses was taking notes from God of exactly how he created the earth from day 1 to day 6. The day 7 he rested. And if you read just through that, and you listen to you watch level 1, watch the next level, and then you start listening to some of the stuff, you're going to understand that the Bible is speaking. It's correlating with what Sean has on his shows and on his documentaries, man. Just watch it, listen to it. The extra land part is it could still be involved with what the Bible says, man. It's not like you don't know how far the firmament is away. We don't know how big it is. We don't know how high up it is. You know that there was Operation Fishbowl, Operation Dominique, where they were blowing up missiles and it wasn't getting through. Okay, guys. So it all correlates. And also, listen, if every single star, or if stars are going to fall to the earth, right? It says it in Revelation, and Jesus also said it when he was walking the earth, stars are falling to the earth. In the globe model, that makes no sense.
It would take 36,000 years for that star to get here.
Think about it, guys. And also, the star is bigger than our sun. So if there's stars falling to the earth, it makes sense in an enclosed with the moon, sun, and the stars in the firmament. Also, guys, as a Christian, do you believe Jesus couldn't lie when he was on the earth? Yeah, he can't sin. He said that while he was on the earth, said that the stars are going to fall to the earth in the end times, guys. So you guys got to think about that, man. And think about it as a Christian. Do you want to believe the Bible, or do you want to believe some atheist scientist that is trying to explain to you how the earth was created and the universe was created? You want to believe the Bible.
Yeah, the big deception was 1920. George Lemaitre, a Catholic priest,
Jesuit, baby,
fake, yeah, Jesuit, but fake, controlled piece of crap, and he came up and just looked at the world and said, "Hey, guess what, everybody? We came from a big bang." It's literally a Catholic priest said that. So when people said like, "Oh man, this has been around for thousands of years. You guys are crazy flat earthers," I'm like, "No, this just started, man." And you didn't have evidence then. And you don't have evidence now. At least you tried in the last 30 years to have evidence, but it's all been garbage. We've taken it all apart. It's all there. And that's why I tell people, like, don't research flat earth, because they already took it over. You have to be smart about these things now. We can't just be telling people to research certain topics. They are you go on, make sure first you go on YouTube before you research flat earth. I'm sorry, before you recommend anyone researches any topic.
Yes,
research it yourself and hit search, because remember, not everybody knows the trick where you got to sort by upload dates and all this crap just to get maybe some genuine content on topics. Yeah. But unfortunately, it's you can't research flat earth anymore, and like you used to. So that's why I try to make these films. So I try to pack as much in as I can. So people might have to go, we got to watch it again. So watch it again. They're an hour. One of the next level is an hour and 20 minutes, but it's short enough where your attention span is not like lost, or it's like, this is getting too long. I try my hardest to never make anything drag or be boring. But for anyone that doesn't know the earth is a stationary plane, that's why I made these for. I made them for someone that's open-minded, but I made them for someone that's like, let's just call them muzzles for now. If you're against the muzzles, you're against all the other things that are going on in the world. If you have any rebel blood in you against a tyrannical government, it's a perfect time to watch this, because if they can get by with all this crap they're doing now and everything they did in September of 2001 and everything else you could think of, then of course, this is the biggest one of them all here. Yeah. This opens the door for everything else that you could possibly think. Well, I don't know if you ever said, I don't know if they would do that. Well, once you know this truth, you'll go, oh yeah, they would definitely do that. And now you see differently. You see through the truth, and truth is connected to love in my heart. I love the truth. I love to know the truth. Who wants to be deceived? Who likes that? It's like so many people, in my opinion, like they just they just eat it up. They love it. Like, no, man, NASA found 7 planets yesterday. Oh, dude, don't tell me you're one of those conspiracy guys. And it's like, what? They found 7 new planets. Can you prove that? It's on their website. I'm like, I'm done. I can't talk to you.
Yeah.
If that's all you need for these evil people to get your complete consent into their fairy tale BS. It's like, look, some people just, it seems like they can't be helped.
Yeah.
You show them a flat horizon and, something 30 miles up in the air. It's a flat horizon, nothing spinning. Like, oh, it's not high enough. I'm like, but a boat 3 miles away went down the curve.
Yeah.
But you can't see that same curve from
hold on real quick. I'm gonna grab something really quick that'll correlate with your movie. One sec.
Sure. Film.
What I wanted to say was that they're always trying to disprove God. Yeah, they don't try to disprove whatever Hindu god there is, whatever Confucius, whatever it is. They try to disprove God. They're always trying to there's other stories of creation that go throughout the world, through China, through Africa, through everywhere. But they don't try to disprove them. They try to disprove God and what God says and how God created this earth. Whereas if you had a symphony and you have no conductor, you don't have a symphony.
You don't have a symphony. That's for
sure.
Sure.
Once you put that conductor, you just have a bunch of people that play instruments. Why don't you put that?
There won't even be instruments because there's no creator of the instruments.
What I'm saying is that once you get the guy that actually does the symphony, yes, then you have the guy that creates that beautiful music. That if you think that we're just some numbers, some statistics, something that was thrown out there, you're crazy. We're the most important thing in the we're so high. Like you said, they try to knock you down to make you feel like a number. We're not chickens. We're not here to be trapped in this rat race of going to work and paying their lifestyle while we just sit here and suffer like
then they take taxes out of your paycheck and that goes towards war and casualties and it goes towards depopulation.
They just jack you. You're
literally, if you're in a tax system, a slave system of labor and paychecks, you're paying for the war and you're helping fund their war.
It's a
NASA
franchise.
So I'm not saying it's that easy to just quit your job. I'm not saying that. I understand, but it sucks because so many people that know that they're like, I still have bills. I'm like, I know, but let's try to figure out what you're good at. What are you good at? Let's figure out. It's 2022. We don't need to rely on these guys anymore. We don't need to rely on these evil people to do anything for us. We can do everything ourselves. There's no one controls you. It's all in your imagination. If you think someone controls you or there's someone ruling over you, no, besides mom and dad when you're little, there's nothing else that's ruling over you besides, your creator's ruling over you. I'm talking about, in human form. Nobody, the IRS is no, nobody can rule over you. That's all in your imagination. It's all fed through brainwashing, school, movies, music, television, period, TV shows, doesn't matter. It's fear. Once you have fear, you allow you bend over, you allow it. You allow them to do whatever they want because you need them. Once you know you don't need anyone in the government, you don't need anything they've ever will do, won't do, what you hope they do. All of it's a show. All of it's a charade. None of it has to do with you or your family. None of it has to do with your future. It's one big psyop. And these are people that have been in these secret clubs and secret families and bloodlines for a very long time. Yep. And we're not in this club. We'll never be in this club. We wouldn't want to be in the club either.
No, heck
but
no,
we're not in it. We're not in it. We're trying to take it down. And that's why I get sick and tired of people that want to make fun of the flat earth. I'm like, do you even know who you're defending in this? Like, you want to make fun of us and be like, oh my God. I mean, well, then explain this picture on my phone. Okay. Cause really?
This is what I was going to show you guys. Listen, okay. You guys can see this globe. So there's no way. Okay. We both work in the water industry, me and Jason. Water does not do this, okay? It does not curve like this. It is exactly what it says back there. You see those two? You see those two right there? Level.
I'm not good at this yet. There you go.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. It's level, guys. So this is one thing I was trying to show to some people that are trying to tell me, hey, no. I'm like, listen, guys, listen to me, please. Okay. The land, we already proved that, but also let me tell you guys something. If all the ocean does this, then Michigan Lake would do this. If you try to say that gravity is making it do that, then every lake would do that. Now, if you try to tell me that the moon causes the tides, then every lake would do that. It wouldn't just stop and say, listen, lake, I'm not going to do that with you. I'm not going to do that with you. I'm only going to do it with the ocean. No, if that's what it is, that's creating the waves and everything, then that would be obviously doing that with all the other bodies of water, right? There's also, dude, there's so many different ways that you can explain with water when like Mississippi River would have to be going up, as it goes 10 miles, that's going to be like 66 miles up. The water doesn't do that. It's just traveling straight, dude, or down.
It'd be going down. It'd be going down.
Yeah. So
it'd be a roller coaster of water that's never been seen. And the people that go, no, I've seen like a curve in pictures and people just up in an airplane or helicopter, and you see this guy. It's a fisheye lens. They'd be like, well, no, I saw this was from 1945. This is a 1945 picture, Hibbeler. You don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, yeah, I do, because the fisheye lens was invented in 1923. So everything after everything's in the 20s. Everything's in 1920s. 1920s was the worst decade of all time, in my opinion.
Well, World War, that's when World War I was happening, right? So it was just pushing it.
Changed that. They were put there like, we're teaching the globe no matter what. Teachers were fighting it. They were like, we're not teaching this crap in our school.
A World War, guys. So that's New World Order, like in full effect, right? Starting. So you guys got to think about that, and then go back and find out that what started the World War was a hit from a Freemason and a Jesuit on this gentleman. It was a hit. And that's what caused the whole thing to go forward, guys. So as you start studying the Black nobility, the Freemason, the Jesuits, Skull and Bones, all these secret societies and all this different, everything correlates to what we're talking about right now. Yeah. You think that, why does everybody believe the Black nobility, the Jesuit, the Satan, the Luciferian agenda, but then all of a sudden you tell them that there's a deception on the earth? No, dude. The earth is not flat, bro.
It's because... for me, it's two things. One is fear of being ridiculed. It's a cognitive dissonance that happens. They have a belief system, right? So, and remember, to their defense, because we all felt, look, we all thought we lived on this ball, even though I never really, as a child, even like thought about it in the sense of like, I'm traveling backwards. I'm rotating backwards 1,000 miles an hour, faster than the speed of sound, right? So and the sun's not going down. I'm just flipping backwards right now. And I'm like, you could just see the sun's right there and it's moving across the sky and the moon's right there. I can see almost every detail on the moon with my naked eye. And it's like, it's right there. It's like, no, man, that's 93 million miles away. It's like a little less than a
Oh my gosh.
They're the same size. They follow the same path. The sun's a little bit faster.
It's weird. It's like we see the same constellations.
Yep.
They never change. Every time I go to bed at night, I know the same constellation is going to be the same part of the sky. Like if I'm looking at Orion's belt or something like that, that's why I always look for the sky. And I'm like, wow, it's usually in the same place every time I go to bed. And it's like, wow, like people think like, well, because I remember going to school and when I was a kid, they take in those little dome, the
planetariums. Planetariums. There you go.
And it was a dome. And then they stand there and he looked, it's like, wow, this is pretty cool.
The truth in plain sight.
In the planetarium, you'd see that you can't see all the stars from where you are.
No.
Yeah.
You can't see all the stars in the planetarium. So you think you could see all the stars, like just so many bad excuses, especially the one, if the earth is flat, then we'd see the sun at all times. I'm like, are you still using your 93 million mile away gigantic fireball from hell, this thing that they created that's supposed to be so far away and you're never supposed to look at it. You're never supposed to care about it. You're supposed to put cancer-causing crap on your arms before you even let it absorb on your skin. The sun is right there. And it was designed for us. It's here for us. Some people even think that's actually the portal.
Yeah, I've heard
if
that
you're
before.
If you're vibrating high enough. And I'm not knocking JC. I'm just saying some people say that, it's to get through the sun of God, meaning the sun in the sky. That's the highest form of vibration that you can have when you ascend. You go through the sun, and
some people
now
say
you're with the Creator. So or you're in a different realm. Or see, here's the thing for me, unless someone actually passed away 24 hours or more and came back and said, this is what I just experienced, this, that, and the other. And even that's just their word. So it's hard to ever grasp exactly. I think we can all admit we don't actually know exactly what's going to happen when we ascend. We don't know, but we have faith. We have hope.
That's all it is. It's all about faith, bro. It's about believing and when you get deep enough into it, you're knowing. Like I personally, that's how much I feel. I feel like I know, but like you said, though, it is all about faith. And that's the great thing about it, man, is that is if you're not seeing Jesus Christ and you having faith in him, he's going to love you even more. And God, not seeing God, but believing in him, he's going to love you even more. Right. Because, that's true faith.
I like what he said. He said, believing isn't knowing. Faith is knowing. Like, where you're going to be, what's going to happen, right now, I have faith that now I feel like the earth is flat. Like ever since I started getting into it, I thought I was.
It was funny, Sean, because I told my brother we're gonna do flat earth from a biblical perspective. I sent him a sermon on that real quick, and then dude, like literally, I think how long was it before you called me? You're like, dude, what did you just do to me, bro? Like he's like going outside, he's like looking up, like, oh my gosh, like how it hits you, Sean. Like the same thing happened with me, man. Like I was researching this back like in 2015, 2016. But what happened with me is once I found out that it correlates with the Bible, that's when it hit me harder, because obviously that's the way I work, man. My foundation is the Bible and the word of God. And me and the creator, my creator is God of the Bible, and Jesus Christ is my savior. But the thing is, once that correlates together, it's like a full motion for me. I'm like, this is it, dude. I'm not going to stop, dude. Everybody that asks me, hey, Josh, will you please hop on my podcast? No problem. I'll hop on, but I'm going to do flat earth from a biblical perspective. And I go over most of the stuff that you guys, have gone over as well, as far as like the secular stuff, but I also hit the Bible hard, and I also hit scientists really hard, bro.
Are you going on Christian shows, trying to wake them up to their own book?
I'm going on every podcast, bro. I go on people that are new age. I go on people that are Gnostic. I go on any of them, bro. I'm just going and saying, I just go on there and I don't care what I go on, bro. I've been on Sam Tripoli's Zero podcast. I've been on some, he's open to whatever. He doesn't care if you're Christian or not. He just wants to, he wants to.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Way. I've never really been one to follow any organized religion, but for the Christianity, it's in a league of its own, in my opinion. It stands out for a reason, and there's a lot of love involved. And I don't think any of us, no matter what, at the end of the day, know everything about everything, but at the same time, it's like you can't ever knock love and compassion and people that are trying to grow with truth and knowledge. And there's a lot of truth and knowledge in the Bible. So and it's a great guideline. It's a book. This is the way you're supposed to live. This is what the evil is trying to do. Will try to do. This is how you prosper. It's brilliant. And I think that we're living through some of these things. So when people, act like the, they're atheists or something, it's like, really? I said, even the people that you think are atheists, like your leaders, they're not atheists. They're only praying to a different God, their God.
Yeah.
Okay. Which is Satan.
Yeah.
So why would they be worshiping something that's the enemy of something that they want you to think isn't real, and you think it isn't real?
There we go, bro.
That's a brilliant thing to do.
I try to tell people, bro, I go on shows that are Gnostic or like, they're like, dude, let's expose the Freemasons. I'm like, don't you understand that the Gnostic religion, that's what the Freemasons are, bro. They're worshiping Satan, dude. Like I try to go
not
over
all of them. I'm sure that there's.
I'm just
the higher I think it's like a graduation ceremony.
It is.
If you get to that certain, and I'm sure you're gonna hear some whispers of, I don't know about that one, and then they're gonna have that person that's psychotic or that is just not godlike. That's gonna be like, nah, well, I'm interested. I'm a weirdo, right? So they're gonna keep climbing the rope until they get to a certain either uncomfortable point or probably one where they're like, yeah, this is awesome. It's like there's a lot of weird, crooked people in the world, and I think that the higher ranked Masons are breeding them in a sense, and they're teaching them the ways
step by step
with crazy oaths. I guarantee any high-ranked Mason knows the earth's flat. They won't even say they believe X, Y, or Z. They, of course, they know that. I'm sure they have to at some point, because how can you know what I mean? So, but then you look at all these evil people that are Masons. It's like, okay, I try to put it all together sometimes and I get confused with it, but I'm just like, maybe it's just kind of one of those things where it's like, once you're in the club in general, the club that we talked about earlier, then we don't want to be in that stupid club. But if you're in the club, even by mistake, you got to go be a Mason. That's my opinion. That's why it's like, oh, you're popular now. You're number one on the charts, or you're this, you're that. Go do your thing. And
I think
you want to keep going in this. If you want to keep doing this money thing and this fame thing, you got to keep going up those levels. And
I personally believe
stick.
I personally believe that you do, like, just like you said, I believe that you, in a way, like the way I would say it is like, Jesus, how the devil brought Jesus up to the highest mountain and said, hey, these kingdoms can be yours. I believe that there is some type of transaction with Lucifer or Satan where you make some type of pact, because I've seen it with witchcraft and sorcery where they make pacts with demons. I believe when you get high up there, you're going to make a pact and you're going to get the temporal world, right? You're going to be able to get anything you want in the temporal world, the Lamborghinis, the women, whatever. But when you pass away, you're going to be with me, I would say, in hell, but you're going to be a general in hell, or you're going to be higher up. So I believe there's some type of, I don't have proof of this. This is Josh
they
Monday.
Probably copy that.
This is Josh Monday just speculating, but this is stuff I've learned from people that did witchcraft, sorcery, stuff like that, where the demons were telling them, look it, but obviously the devil's a liar. He's a roaring lion waiting to pounce. He's lying to you guys. So make sure you pay attention to that too. That's why you see the biggest lie
that the devil's ever told.
Yeah.
The biggest. It defines who you are. And you're like, oh, no, it defines who you are. If you, maybe not your conscious, but if your subconscious is in fear and it thinks a meteor can come at any moment, you're spinning out of control, you're in space, you're whirling and twirling and there's other creatures up there, possibly all this stuff, it's in your subconscious and it's keeping you in fear. And that's the highest form of disease. Is to be in fear, that you're going to get yourself sick and ill over this. And you don't even know why half the time. It's because you're lost. Your mind is not, you're not connecting with nature. You're not connecting with Mother Earth. You're not connecting with the Creator. You're disconnected from all of that. And that's the worst three things to be disconnected from. I'd rather be disconnected from the internet than be disconnected from nature, from Mother Earth, or from the Creator. I mean, if you're not connected to those things, same with the sun. I don't know if you guys have heard of sun gazing, but let me tell you right now.
I've heard of it. I've talked to some people about that.
That is something that completely is undeniable. I mean, it's you talk about.
Have you tried it?
I do it all the time.
One of my I don't know if he was doing it, but he kind of went got a little weird there for a while, but he was like,
what do you mean?
Like he went through I thought
probably didn't do it right.
I don't know, but I thought he was going, because I was like, hey, man, are you watching the sun a lot and something like that? Because he's like, he started, I don't know what was wrong with him, but he went through some weird, but he's better now. But it was like weird. He went through like a weird thing for like 2 months, like where he was like schizo. And then bam,
it's not from the sun gazing though. It's
I don't know.
Yeah, I've never heard of that in my life.
What happened with him?
I've heard of the sun gazing though. So here's the thing. You were talking about like the meteor, like keeping you in fear. You guys got to think about it. 66,000 miles an hour. Okay, 666,000 was it 66,000 miles an hour, dude? If you're you're going around, right? And then you're spinning at 1,000 miles an hour. You got to think about if the meteor was like the size of a football field and the earth crashed into it. There's just so many different things. But here's
what has never happened.
Yeah. And we're 525,000 miles an hour is how much we're moving through the universe. And then we're 1.3 million miles an hour moving sideways, right? So think about this verse right here. Okay. If you're Christian, listen, Genesis 2 verses 1-4. Thus the heavens and the earth and all the hosts of them were finished. Okay. Finished. It's not expanding anymore. It is finished, complete. Okay. God says it right here. Okay. He says that it's finished. It doesn't have to expand anymore. It doesn't have to keep moving. Okay. There's like, there's at least 10 verses I could go over where it's talking about the earth being firm, immovable.
Yeah,
not,
it's
not
it
moving
was
at all.
it was created to not move.
Yes.
You know, it actually will not move. God, I mean, promised that it's not going to move. Earthquakes are tectonic plates shifting. That's different.
Yes.
I'm talking about the actual earth itself. It doesn't move. And you can easily go look at a lake on this, you know, you look at lakes sometimes completely on a calm day, it's completely still.
Yeah,
And
there's
you
no
see the
way, dude.
Nothing's
no
moving.
way. And then, guys, here's what you also have to think about. What does the trees do? The trees take in carbon dioxide and release oxygen. What do? We breathe in oxygen, release carbon dioxide. The water, the cycle, okay, it's all doing its thing, okay? It's constantly doing its thing. God made it perfect, for me. I know that some people don't believe it, a perfect terrarium, okay? It's perfect, man. If you read the Bible, you know, read it through and understand, guys. We're coming up on almost an hour and a half, hour and 20 minutes. I think I just want to see, man, if what else is there, anything that you want to kind of lead our audience into maybe studying? Is there anything that you feel like is super important for them to know? I have a Christian and conspiracy audience. Okay. I mean, it doesn't have to just strictly be Christian, but is there anything that you could tell them? And anything that any advice you could give them, anything, brother?
That's kind of a loaded question. Hold on.
Sorry.
No, it's all good. I'm like, wait. What? No. In what sense? I could talk about a million things. I don't know. It's kind of like, okay, talk about something. About the flat earth, you mean? Like the people that don't know it's flat, they still think they're on a globe.
Let's say that like somebody's like right on the edge right here. And is there anything you could maybe tell them to push them over the edge and just say, you know what, guys, this is very important.
Yeah, I mean, if you're on the fence and you're not sure, I mean, that's what these are for. I made these specifically for anyone on the fence. If someone's completely closed-minded, put it this way: if you think a human being walked on the moon, I'm not talking about Michael Jackson. That was a real moonwalk, and that was brilliant. I'm talking about men hopping on a moon. If you actually are like 100%, that's 100%. Don't watch my films. Don't watch my films. I don't want you to. I literally, at this point, in this day and age, in 2022 and everything that's been going on, don't watch it. This is not your time. Maybe another lifetime. If you get another chance, not your time. Anyone that is against the system, anyone that knows the system is evil, anyone that knows that they all worship Satan and they're pushing these evil ways, they're trying to ruin God's creation. Understand that in the Bible, I don't remember it talking about other life forms, other planets, other anything. We're special in that book. We are this earth, this created earth, this water, this land. That's what God's talking about, nothing else. Now, yes, there might be extra land, but either way, this is the creation. There is nothing else. You live in the basement of God's creation, God's universe. We're in the basement of it. Everything above you is rotating like a perfect clock. That's why your grandparents saw the same stars as you, their grandparents, and I can keep going. You get the drift. All of them saw the same stars. All of them know that the eclipses were, they had machines. Ancient people had technology and machines unheard of today that could predict the eclipse. No, only NASA can do that. What are you talking about? It's been going on for hundreds and hundreds of recorded years, probably thousands of recorded years, if you believe all history. But it's the point of without their ball. See, that's the thing. It's a little kid. You're a little kid. Remember, audience, it's not your fault. You were taught this at a very young age for a reason. It's not an accident. They don't start teaching the globe as freshmen in high school because there'd be a lot of natural flat earthers anyways at that point. A lot of critical thinking at that point. But when you're 4 or 5 years old and someone's shoving a globe in your face, globalism 101, man, that's just like, hey, you live on this thing. Well, why aren't we falling off the bottom? Gravity. What about gravity? And the kid's like, okay, well, I'm going to go play and don't care. And then they regurgitate it, take a test. You got a D. You get in trouble at home. Go back to school and get an A. Try harder. What's trying harder? Memorizing the bull crap. Memorizing. I gotta get an A. You finally get an A. You're so happy. You think that's real forever. You think that's the gospel now. You got an A. You worked your hardest, and then you got second grade, and you got third grade. Then it's over. That you don't go back. You don't go back. That's that Santa Claus as a kid. You take Santa away, the kid's crying, defending it. He is real. What about last year's thing on the computer? You said he was GPS. But once they actually find out Santa's fake, it's like, oh man, okay. Well, now I won't get jumped to school. Great. So it's like, it's a win-win. But the problem is the parents are uneducated. They're I won't even say uneducated. Sometimes too much education. There's way too much indoctrination there, but they're indoctrinated. They don't know. Their parents didn't tell them, and their parents probably didn't tell them either, that there is no ball. So they had told everyone, hey, there's no Santa, right? Everybody had, I don't do this. I would never do the Santa stuff with it. If I don't care if I have 20 children in my life.
Yeah.
None of them are doing the Santa crap.
For sure. Me neither.
But because of the world we live in, I don't mind presents. I can't stop that. But at the same time, it's one of those things where, you know, I don't want to follow any mainstream anything that's pushed in our faces. There's a reason for it. And I'm going to look the other way. And the globe is everywhere. Every TV show you watch, every movie, there's just a globe. No one has a globe in their house like that. Like, what are you talking about? Never seen it. I used to be a salesman years ago, going 20 people's house a week for years. Saw 0 globes in my life. So, but they're planted in movies and shows and this and logos and everything. Since you were a kid, everything's global, this global warming, global this. That's all. It's repetition. And again, you moved on with your life. You're not back in. You're not going to go back to a topic that's universally accepted by this spherical world that we live on, bro. You know, everybody knows that. It's like, yeah, but it's a lie. It doesn't matter if it hurts you. You have to give your ball back. You have to just give your ball away. You know, regain your consciousness as an adult. If you're a child listening to this, now's the time. Trust me. Like, we need you more than anybody. If you're a younger person watching this, we need you more than anyone in the world. So you need to get on board. You need to get on whatever the kids are doing nowadays. And now, once in a while, I'll pull up a TikTok just to see what's on there, what they're doing. And it's a lot of flat earth. Now it's like, whoa, where did this come? I'm like, this feels like 2014 again. I mean, it's just blowing up on TikTok. Yeah. And again, I'm not a big social media guy like that, but it's just nice to see. And it's like, you know, we're not going to be the ridiculed ones any longer. We've been telling everybody this since 2015 technically, but 2014 is when people really started to discuss this topic. That's a while ago. It wasn't last year. It's a while. And what we all know what happened and took it over. This was getting so big, they had to change.
It was the number one Google thing in 2017, guys. Okay, the number one Google thing in 2017.
It was one of the top.
Maybe in 16, 17, somewhere in there. But
and they freaked out. They're like, this is our own platform. Like, Google bought YouTube and was like, crap, what are we gonna do? Like,
they had Obama talking about it. They had Obama, our president, talking about it at the time.
Not my president. No, you can say ours.
You know
my president.
Yeah.
I've never had a president in my life.
Yeah, the president that
the president at the time
selected. Okay. Yeah. So guys, it's just everything that he said right there is amazing. And all my Christian audience that's listening, okay, obviously, man, you guys could go back and listen to, you know, Flat Earth from a biblical perspective. Once you get over that hump and you find out that it lines up with the Bible, if you're Christian, that should automatically be like, okay, a bell should go off in your head.
And some people are different. Some people, they're going to need the Bible way to get it in their head first. First, they need that first. And then they can go see my films or other stuff. But there are some people, though, that need it the other way first, and then they can go, oh, because I'm only speaking from experience, guys.
Yeah.
That's why I make films the way I do, because I was never an atheist, but I just didn't know. I'm like, how am I supposed to know? I don't know what's going on. I just live my life. I didn't really know. And once you know what we live on, I know we don't live on a globe. That's 1,000%. But the flat plane we live on and the small sun, moon, stars are all just going around our head like a clock. It's pretty, once you see it, you can't unsee it. and you'll never unsee it again.
Never.
It's always going to be, of course, that's the sun moving across the sky. Of course, it sometimes looks like it's just going down because of perspective. Everything makes sense. The street lights look like they're going down, but we know they're not.
Yeah.
But no one argues about that. Look at that last street light. It's curving down the curve. No one says that. It's perspective. It's just going that's like a V shape. It's just, listen, the creator made us, but not to see 1,000 miles with these little eyeballs. Okay, everybody, we can't see that far. We don't have superhero eyes that are designed to see hundreds of thousands of miles. Like, you could see China from Florida if it was flat. It's like you can't even read the street sign when you're driving 3 blocks down. Like, what's coming up? I don't know. Wait, does that say William Street? I don't know. Keep going. But you want to see China from Florida. Good luck with that.
That's hilarious. That's very true.
So to your audience, the Christian audience, the Christian side of your audience, there's over 150 verses that are specifically talking about a stationary, immovable plane, and local sun and stars and moon, and everything was here. Everything was designed for us. And this is all there is. This is it. This is it. Now, again, there's probably more land, but I just mean the earth plane that we live on was designed and created for us. The sun gives us food and light. The moon gives us cold, coolness, whatever. The moon probably gives us another type of energy. There's frequencies, energy, vibrations all throughout the stars. If you zoom in on some of these stars in the sky, let me tell you, nothing could tell me otherwise that there's water above us. That's just me. But when you zoom in on those stars, it looks like we're all up in a helicopter. We can all visualize this at least. We're all up in a helicopter. We're looking down and we're looking, just call it Malibu. We're looking down on a rich person's in-ground circle pool. What do you see with their little lights on in the pool? You know how those look.
Yeah.
And you see that little wave, like,
dude.
Kind of looks like electricity with the water ripples and the light and you can recreate. This is the last thing I'll say. Anyone listening, recreate this in your home. Shut the lights off. Well, first do this, then shut your lights off. Take it could be a plastic container. It could be a glass container. It doesn't matter. It actually doesn't matter. Take it. It could be square. Doesn't matter the shape. Just pour water in it. Just pour water as long as it's see-through. Okay. As long as it's see-through. Pour water in it and then shut the lights off in your kitchen, wherever you are. And then take your phone flashlight or a stronger LED flashlight if you have one and just shine it right underneath. You look at your ceiling. It looks 99% the same as when I zoom in on any star in the sky. It's the same thing. So water's involved. Frequencies are involved.
Yeah. And the Bible says that he split the water from the water, bro.
Separated the waters.
Separated the water from the waters and created the firmament. So guys, he has a great point. So, all right, guys, we're going to probably wrap up now. Sean, first off, I want to say thank you, bro. That was a very quick response from you. And I really appreciate you. I know that you're dealing with people like Alex Jones, Eddie Bravo, some of these big hitters. We just want to let you know, man, we appreciate you coming on our show. I want to thank you. I also want to tell my listeners, listen, guys, he came on here for free. He's going around, he's spreading the truth. So please, guys, go watch Level 1. And also, I mean, how would you look it up on YouTube? It's called,
if you want to support me, just go to the next level 2022.com.
There you go.
Or
go to that, please, guys.
Or Hibbeler spelled like this. These are B's. HibblerProductions.com has all my films on a lot of topics, other topics besides the earth, a lot of truth stuff, a lot of things that you might need to know about. But if you're only interested in this topic, then just go to the next level 2022.com. And you can get, I also, in case you want to watch it with the family, because in the unrated version, there are some swear words here and there, in and out. I did make a no swear word high def version, 5.1 Dolby. So you can get, if any bad words are a problem, okay, I can't control. I'm the director here. I could edit it out, which I did. Yeah. I know how people are. I know how families are, especially Christians. They don't want to hear that foul language. Don't worry. You go to nextlevel2022.com and you'll see that there's a no swearing version, and then enjoy it with the family. So.
Amazing, bro. Thank you so much, man. We appreciate it. Jason, thank you for coming on, bro. I know your wife is sick right now. We're going to pray for
this was awesome. This was a great conversation, man. I love this interview. This is awesome.
Everybody that's listening, please, we're being shadow banned. You already know we got a strike last week. Please subscribe, hit the like button, leave a comment. Tell me what you want us to talk about. Let us know how Sean did. I know Sean just crushed it right now. He's on Mount Crushmore for us. Please
Thank you.
Share the podcast, please. And we're trying to do our best to get these awesome guests like Sean on and these big hitters. I just want to let everybody know that's listening. Thank you. We really appreciate you. And we're going to end this in prayer. So, Father God, in the name of Jesus, thank you so much for connecting us with Sean. We just want to pray for him and his journey. Pray that he just opens up people's eyes to exactly what your Bible says. I just want to say thank you so much, Lord, for blessing us with the opportunity to be able to have a podcast tonight, to be able to speak to our audience. I want to pray if anybody out there has any strongholds or any chains or the devil's trying to get involved in their life, I just want to rebuke them in the name of Jesus. And Lord, I just want to say thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to have this podcast and having us a clear connection. Thank you, God. We appreciate you. In Jesus' name, amen. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. We really appreciate you. God bless you. And check out Sean's stuff. Please, you will not be disappointed. I promise. Seriously.
Oh, he clicked off?
Oh.